Okasa vandami bhante dvaratena katam sabam aparadam kamatu me bhante dutiyamti okasa vandami bhante dvaratena katam sabam aparadam kamatu me bhante tatiyamti okasa vandami bhante dvaratena katam sabam aparadam kamatu me bhante. Requesting for Ajivattamagashila.
Okay.
Okasa aham bhante tisaranena sa ajiva attamaggashilang dhammang yachami anugaham katva shilang detame bhante tutiyamti okasa aham bhante tisaranena sa ajiva attamaggashilang dhammang yachami anugaham katva shilang detame bhante tatiyamti okas aham bhante ti saranena sa ajiva attamagga shilang dhammang yachami anugaham katva shilang detame bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, you all take Ajivattamaka Sila in Pali or in English you all take?
Pali bhante.
In Pali, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me about 2 minutes, okay, please.
Okay.
So it's a great pleasure for me to join for this morning meditation session and for a Dhamma sermon and meeting a group of devotees who are observing Ajiva Attamaka Sila. And these devotees have been doing this for a long time, and they wake up early morning and they gather for a meritorious deed like this. For 1 hour they meditate and 1 hour they learn Dhamma. So once again, I share all my merit and giving me opportunity to share the Buddha's teachings with a group like this, for organizing this program by Deepak and by other devotees. So all these teachings belong to the Buddha, who was born in India, who became a Buddha in India at Vajrasana, then who taught this Dhamma for the first time at Varanasi, and then became enlightened being at Bodh Gaya and born in Lumbini Salvana and passed away in India. And the Buddha's teachings were protected in Sri Lanka. So we are fortunate during this pandemic to share something like this with you all. So let's all of us get together and venerate the Buddha 3 times and go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha and observe the Ajivattamaka Sila. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So will someone say after me?
Yes, yes, Bhante.
Okay.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyamti buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyamti dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyamti sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Saranagamanang sampunyang.
Bhante
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Pranatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Pisunavacha veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Pisuna Vacha Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Parusavacha veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Parusavacha Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Sampappalapa veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sanfapalapa Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Micca jiva veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Micha Ajiva Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Imitating great arahants.
Sad, sad, sad. And the formal request for Dhamma Desna.
Okay, okay.
Brahmacha Lokadipati Sampati Katanjali Andivaram Ayachata Santitta Satta Parakajati Ka Dese Tu Dhammam Anukamping Mangpajang.
Sadhu. So, after a long time, I attend to a very traditional and to a traditional program like this. Most of the programs we meet when we preach Dhamma in English, most of the devotees we meet have not learned Dhamma before. So we have to tell them to worship us. We have to tell them to invite us. And we have to tell them to take 5 precepts. But after a long time, after many years, we met a group of devotees for the first time. who knew everything what should be done in a Dhamma sermon, how to invite a monk, how to request for the 5 precepts. And it's a great blessing for your country. It's a great blessing for your life. It's a great blessing for the Buddha Sasana and for our future as well. So today, the sermon is about 4 Noble Truths. So I was requested to do this to explain the Buddha's the essence of the Buddha's teachings, the core teachings of the Blessed One. So this was what the Blessed One realized under the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya. So the 4 Noble Truths are clearly explained in a special chapter called Satya Sangyutta. Satya Sangyutta. So, and there are famous suttas that all of you all know. One sutta is Dhamma Chakkapavattana Sutta, the first Dhamma sermon taught by the Blessed One. Then there's another sermon, you call it Satya Vibhanga Sutta. Satya Vibhanga Sutta. Even in the Satya Vibhanga Sutta, the 4 Noble Truths are explained in detail. 4 Noble Truths are explained in detail. So today I thought of using Dhamma Chakkapavattana Sutta and explain you about the 4 Noble Truths, and also with some other similes as well, taking from other suttas, for you to understand clearly what are these 4 Noble Truths and how can we really apply these 4 Noble Truths to our lives, especially during a pandemic like this. So first of all, once again, I would like to venerate my teacher who taught this Dhamma for me, my most venerable Ven Bhante. May I have permission to mention his name? Most venerable Kitibadguda Jnanananda Maha Thera. And as usual, let's venerate the Buddha 3 times and start the Dhamma sermon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear devotees, when you take your country as an example, you all manufacture vehicles, then even a medicine for coronavirus. So India has been a great country to manufacture various things. And you build your own vehicles and drive. Then human beings, they can design the clothes. There are fashion designers. There are engineers, civil engineers, then scientists. So there is a level that a human being can achieve and can realize. And there are things, there's a limitation among all the human beings, among all the living beings, of realizing things. There's a limitation of discovering things. Now, just think for a moment what our Buddha has taught us. Now, all of us, regardless the language we speak, regardless the skin color, regardless the country we live, all of us are going through problems and troubles. All of us are going through. So to overcome these problems and troubles, what people do is uh, they get various solutions from various religious teachers. So now I am not here to explain what other religious teachers are explaining and giving as solutions, because you all know as lay people more than me. You all know what kind of solutions are given by usual by other religious teachers and also by our elders. So I would like to forget suffering, to overcome suffering, what kind of solutions people take. So now when you take the Buddha, he clearly explained that the reason for suffering is craving. Craving should be abandoned. Craving is the reason for suffering, nothing else. Not the mother-in-law. Now sometimes for the married ones, for young girls, even for older women who are married, mother-in-law is a problem for them, isn't it? So sometimes the father-in-law is a problem. Sometimes the brother-in-law is the problem. Sometimes cousins are a problem. Cousin is a problem. Sometimes the neighbor is a problem. Then what people do? Some people, they curse. They curse. Some, when they can't live in happily, they leave that mother and father and go and live in a different house. No protection for the wife after that. Not recognizing the real cause. So only a Buddha out of compassion directly, very precisely explained and showed us that craving is the cause for suffering. Now you can understand, you will be able to understand when we learn this sermon, the first noble truth. What's the first noble truth? Idango panna bhikkave, dear bhikkhus, dukkhaṃ arya satchaṃ. What is this noble truth of suffering? Jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha. Birth is suffering. Jarapi dukkha, aging is suffering. Vyadipi dukkha, sickness. Vyadipi dukkha. Then maranampi dukkhaṃ, death is suffering. Then apiyehi sampayogo dukkha, that is what? Association with apiyehi sampayogo dukkha, association with disagreeable people. Piyehi vipayogo dukkha. What's the next one? Piyehi vipayogo dukkha. What is that? Separation from loved ones and loved things. Separation from loved ones and loved things. Then yampi chang nalabati tampi dukkhaṃ sankitena panchupadana khanda dukkha. Not receiving what one desires is suffering. In brief, 5 aggregates of clinging are suffering. What are the 5 aggregates of clinging? What are the 5 aggregates? The form aggregate, feeling aggregate, then perception aggregate, then volitional formation aggregate, and consciousness. Form aggregate, rupa upadana. Then feeling aggregate, vedana upadana. Sanya upadana. Then chetana, sanskar upadana, vinyana upadana. So if you classify, if you divide this whole life into 5 things, this life is like the mechanism, and what is existing in this life is 5 things. There is a form made with 4 great elements, and we are decorating that, and we experience feelings, that is Vedana, feeling aggregate. So what happens? These aggregates are not just living silently. These aggregates has the nature of getting attached. These aggregates have the nature of getting attached to things. That's the problem. So craving is the problem. Now we are attached to our body. That's why we can't even bear when someone uh, just imagine if someone called you with a nickname. If someone's called your mother, if someone criticizes you, why can't we bear it? Because we are clung to this form aggregate that has a nature of clinging to things. Then we feel pleasant, unpleasant, neither unpleasant feelings. So for pleasant feelings, when we get a pleasant feeling, we forget that this pleasant feeling is impermanent. When pleasant feeling changes, then we can't bear it. Then we struggle, then we fight. So these 5 aggregates of clinging, 5 aggregates that are subjected to clinging, is a great weight for us. It's a heavy weight for us. We don't understand. Now one Arahant said that I feel ashamed of my body. I feel ashamed of my body. Do we feel ashamed of having a body? No. People are proud. They are proud with something that they have. They might not have a beautiful face, but maybe a nice voice. They become intoxicated with that. So now I explain in brief from Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta the first noble truth. So birth is suffering. Aging is subject to suffering. Diseases, death. Now, death, of course, people know it's subject to suffering. That's true. But do they understand that they are being born and dead again and again? No. Some people, they think, okay, after we die, we are born among devas. We will end up there forever. People are born and dead again and again. They think, okay, as long as I come to human world, never mind. Some people think they are always born among humans. Some people think they are fully born in, like forever they are born in the hell. Some have no idea. Some thinks nothing will happen after death. If nothing will happen, how come we were born in this life? We died earlier, that's why we were born. All of us, we have a birthday. All of us, we have a mother and a father. So, birth, when someone is born, the whole family is happy. Why is that? People forget that the reason for death is birth. Then people celebrate their birthdays every year. Without knowing that they are getting closer to death, they celebrate the birthdays. Why? They forgot that day by day, they are getting closer to death. Then, that is aging. Sickness. You all know what sicknesses are, what diseases are. Death is suffering. Why? You have to give up everything. You don't know what will happen. No idea where you will be born next even. Then when we live as human beings from birth to death for these 50, 60 years, how many times we will have to meet people that we do not like? How many times we will have to meet? Then how many times we will lose loved ones? How many times girls get cheated when they are young, boys get cheated when they are young, when they are unable to control their lust, when they are unable to control their desires, because people try to overcome their loneliness by meeting friends, by spending time in social media, by spending time chatting each other. They try to overcome the loneliness by talking to someone. Now, why do people feel lonely? It's because of craving. They are missing the things that they like. They miss the things that they like in life. So when people miss the things that they like in life, they feel lonely. When they are unable to see the loved ones, when they are unable to get what they want, when they are unable to go where they want, then they feel lonely. Why do they feel lonely? Is it because of this pandemic? Is it because of this virus? No, because of craving. Now, when we get diseases, our body get affected, right? Why do we feel sad? Because mind is one thing, body is one thing. Those things are connected. But then when you develop mindfulness, Buddha taught us even if your body is affected, we can keep the mind unaffected. It's like this. It's like this. I'll give you a nice example. Some of you all who have learned teachings from the sermons I have done, you all may have learned this simile. Imagine a person is hit by an arrow to the heart, and then the same person is hit by another arrow. The same person is hit by another arrow to the same place. So he is suffering from two arrows. There's another person who is just hit by one arrow. So the ones who have protected their mind are only hit by one arrow. That means they have bodily pains, but no mental pains. The ones who are hit by two arrows, they have mental pains and bodily pains both. True or false? Most of the people are hit by two arrows. They are unable to remove the both, because physical arrows, the arrows that we get to the body, we can't remove it. But the arrow that is hit to the mind can be removed very fast. When a pain comes to your body, you can think, this painful feeling is impermanent. This painful feeling I have got not because of these doctors, not because of these nurses, because I was born. It was my mistake. I was born and dead again and again. I came to this world, it's my mistake. And imagine if we have a pain in our body, we can forget paying attention to that pain and think on something wholesome. Think on something else. Now, even y'all see, like when we have hard feelings, very bad moods, sometimes when we get a phone call, we forget everything. If you watch a movie, we forget it. But after the movie is over, again, we remember that. When you are busy at the working place, you forget all your problems. Only when you come home, when you get into the car, all the problems come to your mind. So that means when your mind is busy with something, there is some relief. But there's another problem because you are busy with some work. But then we should not wait until the mind changes these thoughts according to actions that we do. We should purposely change the thoughts in the mind and then develop happiness. So we have craving towards this body. That is the second noble truth. The second noble truth that Buddha realized is the reason for suffering is craving, which produces re-existence, accompanied by passionate lust, and finding delight now here and now there. So when you have craving, you will like this human world. Like you will get caged in this human world, and we won't think beyond the human world because of craving. After we get a human life, we will think, okay, this is nice. Okay, I've got this human life. I should build a house. I should have a car. I should get married. Just trying to satisfy this life. Just trying to satisfy the things that we could do in this life. Why? Because of craving, we got stuck in this life. We got busy dedicating this lifespan to give happiness for this life, for this body. So when we lose loved ones, why do we feel upset? Why? Because towards loved ones we have craving. These loved ones, we had a wrong understanding. We had a big misunderstanding towards the loved ones. What did we had? What do we have? We have a wrong understanding. We have a misunderstanding towards the loved ones. What is that misunderstanding? What is that misunderstanding? The misunderstanding is these loved ones will be with me forever. These loved ones will be with me forever. These loved ones will not cheat me. These loved ones will support me. These loved ones will be with me. These loved ones are loved ones. They are beautiful. They are mine. And people think they are mine and they are under my control. Then when the loved ones are not under your control, because of loved ones, what happens? Fear arises. Hatred arises. Sorrow arises. See what loved ones gave to you. See what loved ones gave you. Then only because of craving, now even towards your loved ones, your mother and father, loved ones. So you can replace your craving with loving kindness. My mother and father gave me life. I should be grateful to them. They nurtured me. Now yesterday, a teacher, because we teach English for free of charge for children, for poor children, and in between I teach them Dhamma. So when I was speaking to that teacher, then she told me she was talking about some stressful time she went through. Then she was very stressful. She has 3 children. So then she told me whenever she delivered a baby, she resigned from the workplace. I asked why. It was very stressful. Then I asked why it's stressful. Then she said, Sami answer, Bhante, we have to wake up in the middle of the night. Like the sun is not sleeping in the night. They wake up like every 2 hours, every 3 hours, they wake up. And when they cry, I have to breastfeed him. So I was wondering, like that a mother has to do for like 2-3 years. No sleep in the middle of the night. So we can think about our parents like that, rather than thinking, my parents did not give this land to me. My parents did not buy a car for me. My parents did not give a proper education to me. Rather than thinking about those things, why not we replace those evil thoughts with the thoughts, something that parents have really done to us? So the things that parents have done to us, we don't recall. The things that parents have not done, we recall. Then what arises? Hatred arises. Craving arises. Regret. Revenge. The 2 people who really love us, the one and only 2 people who does not have jealousy towards us, we hate them. Not being grateful. So by being grateful and by having loving kindness with the awareness of this impermanence nature, knowing that things are not mine, knowing that things are not under my control, then you will be compassionate towards people. You will have loving kindness towards people. Therefore, dear Dhamma friends, craving is the cause for suffering. When we lose loved ones, we suffer because we think that these loved ones are mine, under my control, and they are permanent. Then craving arises. When we think in opposite way that these things are not mine, subjected to suffering, not mine, not under my control, then craving get abandoned. That is the secret to be free from craving. So the reason for suffering is craving. That is the second noble truth. Then the third noble truth is Idanko panabhikkhave dukkha nirodhang arya satchang. There is a cessation of the suffering. You can attain nibbana by eradicating craving. It is the complete cessation of that very craving, giving it up. Giving it up. What should we do for craving? Not develop it. Now I remember one simile Buddha taught regarding craving. Imagine a person find some dry wood. He pile up some dry wood and then put fire, and then keep on putting more dry firewood. What happens? The fire will increase. We are doing something like that. What we are doing something like that. What we are doing in life is putting firewood to fire. Then the fire will increase, not decrease. But imagine if this firewood is wet. Imagine you don't put firewood. Now it's burning. Our lives are burning. But you don't put firewood. You don't put anything. What happens to the fire? Will extinguish. Our lives are burning now because of craving. But what we do is we don't put more firewood to that. We don't put more wood. We don't put any dry wood to that. We try to calm our mind with the impermanence knowledge. With the knowledge of impermanence nature, we try to put away, to stop that fire with the knowledge of impermanence nature. Then patience will get developed in our life when you practice this impermanence nature, when you have the knowledge of when you have the knowledge that things are not mine, not under my control, things are subject to suffering, then this body has a disgusting nature. When you have this knowledge, what happens? Patience will also get developed in life. Then what's the fourth noble truth? To eradicate craving, there is a noble eightfold path. There's a path, there's a method, there's a path, there's a system, there's a proper lifestyle that you should live in a way that you can remove craving forever. What is that noble eightfold path you should follow? So this path, you need to be careful and follow 8 things. You should have 8 factors in life. First one is Samadhi, right view. So right view, first of all, the right view can be divided into 2. That is the mundane Samadhi and supramundane Samadhi. So mundane Samadhi is, you believe that there are results of giving, there are results of offerings, then there are results of doing services. There is a special person called mother, there's a special person called father, there is this world, there are other worlds. So you should have the mundane Samadhi. Then there are results of good actions, there are results of bad actions. Then there are recluses and Brahmins who have realized the truth of life. That knowledge we should have, like, especially there is this world, there are other worlds. Then the supramundane Samadhi is knowing the Four Noble Truths. Knowing the Four Noble Truths. Then, dear Dhamma friends, then when you have that right view about life, the right view is, you know that this is because of craving, and craving can be abandoned, and you know that there's a noble eightfold path, and there is this life, there's another life, and there are places to be born, not only among humans. We can be born even among animals. We can be born among Petas, like among demons. So all that, we are born in such places. Then then when we have a proper idea, we will think in the right way. Like for an example, like imagine an engineer, he knows how to cut and how to dig the ground and then how to put concrete, all those things he knows. Why? He was given a proper knowledge. Based on that knowledge, he will work. But if you go, like if you think according to the way he wants without following the proper guidelines, then things will not come. Like even chemical reactions, there are ways it's happening. Then then dear Dhamma friends, based on right views, we think rightly, in the right way. When we think in a right way, we speak in a right way. Samma vacha. Samma kammanta. Then we act in a right way. Like the bodily actions, there are bodily actions. We will perform the bodily actions properly. Now, today you all observed Ajivattamaka precepts. Excuse me. Today you all observed Ajivattamaka precepts. So when you observe Ajivattamaka precepts, there is right action, there's right speech. Now celibate life is a right action. Samma kammanta, celibate precept. Then abstaining from killing living beings, abstaining from stealing, belong to Samma kammanta. Then Samma vacha is abstaining from telling lies, abstaining from gossiping, abstaining from idle speech, abstaining from telling lies. So those things belong to Samma vacha. Then when you are endowed with these qualities, what happens? Then you will live a right livelihood. You won't cheat others when you're doing business. If you're working for a company, you will work for the time that you are given. You won't cheat them. Nowadays, some people, they remain online and they do something else, working at home. They think they are cheating the company, but they are cheating themselves. They are digging their own grave. One day when they have workers, the workers will do the same thing for them. Then you need to have effort to do these things. So effort, then right mindfulness, samma sati. And then you will have right concentration, because we do all these things to calm our mind. We stop doing all these evil things to calm our mind, because when we do evil things, our mind will not get calm. We will regret. We will regret for the things we do, then we can't calm our mind. So to calm our mind, we should have a very balanced life with wholesome deeds. Our life should be balanced with wholesome deeds. When our life is not balanced with wholesome deeds, we do things that we feel upset later. So when we don't do things that you will feel upset later, then your mind will get concentrated. You can easily concentrate later. So in the Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha's last, from the Four Noble Truths, the last truth that was realized by a Buddha as a truth in this world. That is a truth. It is not a false thing. It's a truth in this world, that these 8 factors can lead to attain Nibbana. It's a truth, not a false statement, not a false discovery. So in this Noble Eightfold Path, 3 things are always working together: right view, right effort, and right mindfulness. Without a right view, without a right effort, without right mindfulness, you can't have right thinking. You can't have right speech. You can't have right right actions, you can't have right livelihood. And also to have right concentration. We should do that mindfully with the help of right effort and right mindfulness. So these four noble truths were realized by a Buddha, understood by a Buddha without the guidance of a teacher. What an amazing thing. A prince who was born in a palace, giving up that royal comfort. After giving up the royal comfort, our Buddha, the Bodhisattva, after leaving the palace, the first 7 days in the jungle, in the forest, without taking any meals, without having a proper place to stay, our Bodhisattva was enjoying the bliss of giving up the lay life, the happiness of giving up the royal comfort, and the happiness of living a secluded life for 7 days. Imagine a prince has given up the royal palace and enjoying the bliss of giving up it and enjoying the bliss of living a secluded life as ascetic in the forest for 7 days without even not having a proper place to live. He was enjoying the happiness of the bliss of giving up things. When we lose things, what happens? Do we feel the bliss of losing things? I'll tell you a small example. Now, this during the pandemic, we have to store food in monasteries. So our fridge, our fridge broke. Then I told the monks, now whatever the problems we had pertaining the fridge, regards the fridge, it's no more now. Whatever checking whether it is rotten or not, whether taking out or cleaning the fridge, then arranging them, then removing the excessive water, all that I said, now no more. Now we can eat and then give it to someone else. No need to worry about the fridge. No need to worry about piling up the fridge. So we should learn to feel happy when we lose something. When we lose something, there's nothing to worry, because if we have lost something, that means it is gone. No more. For something that is no more, why we should suffer? Take if your parents die, you don't have to be overjoyed. You should remember that's because our parents have a lifespan, a particular lifespan. We can't change the parents' lifespan. That is depending on their karma. They came to this human world, they lived for a particular lifetime, they lived for a particular time period, and they left. And the same nature, I too go through the same nature. Now we are also subjected to death. While we are subjected to death, when other people die, we cry. But we don't think about our death and cry. All of us are going to die one day. But we have forgotten that we are dying one day. And we enjoy and party. And when other people die, we cry. When without we knowing about our death, we keep on enjoying. Remember, dear Dhamma friends, if we were to cry because of death, we are the first people should cry, because we will also die one day. We never know when that could happen. It can be today, it can be tomorrow, it can be day after tomorrow. But one day it will come for us. Before that, we should do one thing. What is that? Try to eradicate craving. Develop good confidence in the Buddha. Develop an unshakable confidence in the Buddha. Develop an unshakable confidence in the Buddha's teachings. Develop an unshakable confidence in the Buddha's disciples, in the great Sangha. Keep the 5 precepts, the higher precepts, and live a virtuous life. Then overcome the wrong views and overcome the wrong views. Don't have this wrong, follow wrong rites and rituals. because you all are living in a country, there are millions of religions. Therefore, dear Dhamma friends, I bless everyone. I hope you learn and understood at least an idea about the Four Noble Truths, and may those Four Noble Truths help you to realize the Four Noble Truths one day and to attain Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. So if there are any questions you can ask, if there's a session like that, Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. There are some questions.
Vandami Bhante.
Theruvan Saranai.
Bhante, I have a question. Like craving, we have mother, father, husband, wife, and all other thoughts in our mind. We attach to that thought. So how to overcome or how to detach that thought and attain Nibbana in this very life, or later soon we attain the Nibbana? Which process we can do?
Yes. So that's what I think I will explain one more time. So even towards your parents, the attachment is causing because you think even your parents, you think, okay, may they, like they won't die now, like they are mine. And we forget that they have their own lifespan. Very simple. Even parents, they have their own lifespan. And if your mother and father, if they have killed living beings in past lives, they might have more diseases. So we can't do anything for that. What we can do is like we can bless them, we can save animals and share merit with them. But then even towards the parents, we should know that they are not under our control, and we can have loving kindness. So with the help of loving kindness, we can treat our parents, we can buy medicine, but they might not get cured. So if they don't get cured for the medicine we buy, for the medicine we give, we should remember that even our parents are subjected to diseases. That is a truth in this world. Then the craving will get abandoned.
Thank you, Bhante. अजून प्रश्न आहेत का कोणाचे? किसी को सवाल पूछना है? Is any questions?
Sir, me vichar.
Yes, yes.
Bhante,
Yes.
these 5 aggregates clinging is a suffering.
Yes.
And 5 aggregates are delusion.
5 aggregates
Are delusion.
are diligent.
Delusion.
Diligent means
Moha.
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 Mm-hmm.
So suffering is also delusion.
Mm.
So in that way, we are attached to delusion.
Mm.
So that means we are in a circle of delusion, coming birth and attaching to delusion. So how to overcome this delusion?
Yeah, by knowing that these things are impermanent. Like if you take our body, I'll tell you another example. The body that we have is like 4 venomous serpents. Now imagine someone come to you and give you 4 cobras, 4 pythons. They give you small pythons and tell you, please keep these pythons and feed them. Send them to sleep in time. Wake them up in time. Give them water. Give them a good place to stay. Then what we do, okay, we'll accept the 4 cobras. And then we feed them. Then what happens? When we feed them, the person who give the 4 cobras will tell you, these cobras, when you feed them, when you give water, either 1 cobra will bite you, either 2 cobras will bite you, or else three cobras will bite you, or else the 4 cobras will get together and bite you. So our body is like 4 venomous serpents. If you know that this body is like 4 venomous serpents, then you will never get attached to this body. Because we have blood, then we have muscles like Apo, Tejo, Patavi, Vayu. We have like muscles, bones, heart, all those things are Patavi. Then there's blood. Then there's air. Then there's heat in the body. So these 4 things existing in this body are acting like cobras. We don't see them as cobras. When we don't see them as cobras, how do we see them? Wow, so beautiful.
Yes, Bhante.
Look me, see my face, look my nose, see my eyes, selling the body and earning money. Posting in the image, posting in Instagram, not showing the cobras, not knowing there are cobras, showing something else, showing fairies to others. The ones who are looking also, they don't know that there are 4 cobras. They get married. Even after they get married, they don't know they have got married to 4 cobras. What they do is, they calm them, they touch the people's head and say, don't worry, don't worry. What can we do? 4 cobras are 4. We can say, don't worry, don't worry. And calm them, touching their head, blessing their head, but the 4 cobras are inside the body. When we know that, we can be detached.
Yes, Bhante, very much true. And very good Dhamma Desna.
Yeah, that's because from the Buddha.
We hope that
everything belongs to me.
We hope that we'll get more opportunity of listening Dhamma from you.
Okay, I'll try. I am not well also.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay.
अजून प्रश्न आहेत का कुणाचे? I think there are no more questions, Bhante.
Okay, so how do we conclude the program? Do we say Kayana Vacha Chittena, or like, I don't know, like how do you all, I didn't ask you even.
I will go for Anumodam.
So you all
Anumodana.
Anumodam means I do the merit sharing, or you all do the merit sharing?
Ravindra sir.
Bhante will do.
Bhante.
So with whom I'll do merit sharing? With the gods, with the departed relatives, with you all, like that?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay. So Deepak,
Yes, Bhante.
before the merit sharing, Deepak, one of the sermons in our Kalamba Dhamma Friends YouTube channel, there's the views are getting higher. So the name of the sermon is Secrets for Success in Life.
Yes.
Secrets for Success in Life.
Yes.
Will it be okay if we share that link in this group for them to watch that? And I want them to like comment on it and then put a like, because I want to bring that video up because it's very useful.
Sure, Bhante. I will do that. Just share link to me.
Okay.
We have a big Facebook groups also, and these groups also share everywhere.
Okay. So to tell them, like, because the content in that is very important for Secret for Success, tell them to write what they learn and what is inside the sermon, who are participating in this program, because in that way that will reach to many people and it will be very easy for them to understand. I have not seen moving a video like this very fast. So I told my other devotees as well. So share that link, and since they know these sermons very well, I think they will know what to do.
Sure, Bhante. Just share me. Everybody will post a comment, and
Very good.
We will.
Commenting means not saying good Dhamma sermon, good Dhamma sermons.
Yes.
What I need is write what is inside the sermon.
Yes.
That's what I need. Like in this sermon, we learn this. There is this thing we can learn. This topic we can. What I need is that.
Sure. Everybody will do that.
Because what they say is sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. No, it's of course you can say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. But what I need is not sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. What is inside the sermon for people to learn more about it? Okay,
Yes,
then
sir.
let's share merit with all the devas. Let's share merit with all the devas bound to India. There are millions of billions of devas who have gone for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha during the Buddha's time, and they are born among devas protecting India. And may all devas, may all those devas rejoice in this Dhamma sermon. And it's a pleasure once again to see a big group like this early morning dedicated their life to learn Dhamma. And may all the devas protect us, and may all the devas realize this Dhamma fully and escape from this samsara, attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the departed relatives of all of us, may all the departed relatives of all of us, may everyone who died from this coronavirus, from this pandemic, be well and happy, and then escape from samsara. May they have happiness and overcome suffering as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may our teacher, my teacher, Pingat, most honorable, Kiripat Guru Jnanananda Mahathera, our teacher, Bada Bhante, be well and happy. And Bhante, Bada Bhante, Buddha Rakita Bada Bhante, I know him. I've gone to bless him after his passing away. Then Ananda Bhante from Mahabodhi Society, be well and happy. Then Kassapa Bhante from Mahabodhi Society, be well and happy. May they soon, may all the monks and nuns of all over the world rejoice in this Dhamma and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may everyone who joined this program today, the ones who have woke up early morning continuously, it's unimaginable how you're doing this. Honestly, unimaginable. And hard to see a group like this. We should be thankful to Deepak actually for organizing this. Even I, being a monk, I don't think I was able to have a meeting like this early morning. I've been doing a program now recently. Only 30 people wake up early morning, and they are also young children. So it's a blessing once again. And may all of you all be well and happy. May your parents, may your brothers, may your siblings, may your children, may your relatives, all of them, may everyone living in India be well and happy. With the power of the dedication you do, with the power of the dedication you do to practice wholesome deeds, by the power of that, may everyone that you know and do not know be well and happy, be well and happy, be well and happy. By the power of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, may all have long life, well-being, comfort, and attain Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvan Saranai. Hope to see you all again.